Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing Are You Intelligent?
Airplane crash.
I'm going to do Are You Intelligent? Crash? Are You Intelligent? Test. And so let's get started.
And every single person on board died, but yet 2 people survived. How is this possible?
There was an airplane crash. Every single person on board died, but yet 2 people survived. They weren't on the. It's either they weren't on the plane, or they're God, or they didn't survive.
Can't figure it out yet? Just watch this video for the answer. Do you want to win all the gift cards down below? Just leave a like, subscribe, turn your notifications on, make sure you leave a comment, and enjoy the video. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Trend Hub. It's your homie TaPickles, and today we're gonna
Let's change this up a little bit.
be doing the hardest intelligence test that you guys have ever taken. So if you get 35 out of 35 right, you are a certified genius. If you get 30 to 34 right, you're very smart. If you get 20 to 29 right, you're pretty smart. 10 to 19 right, you are average. 5 to 9 correct, you are below average. And if you get 0 to 4 correct, you probably need to stay in school because you're gonna need it. But anyways, let's go ahead and get right into this video. Alright, a clerk at a butcher shop stands 5 feet 10 inches tall and wears size 13 sneakers. What does he weigh?
He weighs meat. Obviously.
If you guys said that he weighs meat, then you were right. Because obviously a guy that's working at the butcher shop is doing his job and weighing meat for the customers. So yeah, that one was pretty tricky, but let's go ahead and get on to the next one. Before Mount Everest was discovered, what was the highest mountain in the world?
Mount Everest, it just wasn't discovered. It was still the highest.
If you guys said Mount Everest, then you were right. Because of course, Mount Everest was still the highest mountain in the world, it just hadn't been discovered yet. How much dirt is there in a hole that measures 2 feet by 3 feet by 4 feet?
There's no dirt.
If you said there's no dirt in a hole, then you are right. Because it doesn't matter what size the hole is, obviously there's no dirt in a hole. In British Columbia, you cannot take a picture of a man with a wooden leg. Why not?
Because you have a wooden leg? Because you have a wooden leg? I don't know.
Well, you can't take a picture with a wooden leg. You have to have a camera. Duh. Which is correct to say? The yolk of the egg is white, or the yolk of the egg are white?
The yolk of an egg is yellow.
Neither. Egg yolks are yellow. Come on. How many times can you subtract 10 from 100?
One time.
Once. After you subtract 10, you're subtracting from 90, and then you subtract 10 from that, you're subtracting from 80, and so on. So you can only subtract 10 from 100 one time. How many months have 28 days? All of them do. Obviously, February is the one month that only has 28 days, but every other month has at least 28 days in it. How can a man go 8 days without sleep?
Oh, well, this one is tricky, but I know it. You sleep at night. You don't sleep in the daytime. You sleep at night.
By sleeping during the nighttime. So of course he stays up during the day for 8 days and goes to sleep at night. If there are 6 apples and you take away 4, how many do you have?
4.
You have 4, because you're not subtracting 4 from 6, you actually took away 4 of the apples, so that means that you have the 4 apples that you took. There was an airplane crash, and every single person on board died, but yet 2 people survived. How is this possible?
Like I said in the beginning.
Well, the 2 people that survived were married, so every person that was single on board died, but the married couple managed to live. What is heavier, 100 pounds of rocks or 100 pounds of feathers?
They're the same because they all weigh 100 pounds. They weigh the same.
They both weigh the same. They're 100 pounds. That one's kind of tricky because you might think that rocks weigh more, but they're both 100 pounds. So obviously, they both weigh the same. All right, imagine you're in a sinking rowboat surrounded by sharks. How would you survive? Just stop imagining. That one was pretty easy, wasn't it? How many sides does a circle have? 2. An inside and an outside. What 2 words when combined hold the most letters? Post office. Because obviously the post office has all the letters, right? A rooster laid an egg on top of the barn roof. Which way did it roll? Well, guys, it didn't roll. Roosters don't lay eggs. Only chickens do. So, of course, there's no way for an egg to roll off of the roof if there was never one actually laid. All right, guys, what has 4 wheels and flies? The garbage truck. Yeah, so obviously the garbage truck has 4 wheels, and it's got a lot of flies flying around it thanks to all of the garbage and junk in the trunk. Alright guys, so if you had only one match and entered a dark room containing an oil lamp, some newspaper, and some kindling wood, which would you light first?
The match, because you can't light it.
Well, before you could light the lamp or the wood or the newspaper, you have to light the match. How many legs does an elephant have if you count his trunk as a leg?
4, because you count the trunk.
4. Just because you call the trunk a leg doesn't make it a leg. The elephant still only has 4 legs. Alright, which one is correct? Penguins flies or a penguin flies? Neither, because penguins don't fly. They walk around on their happy feet and they slide on their belly. Alright guys, I need you to help me solve this murder. A family lived in a round hut. The father came back from work and found the mother dead. The first kid said that he was watching television. The second said that he was drawing. And the third said that he was reading in the corner. So who did it?
The third, because there's no corner, it's a circle.
The third one, because it's a round hut. So he couldn't have been reading in the corner. I knew you guys were some detectives. Good job. Alright, an electric train is moving north at 100 miles an hour and the wind is blowing to the west at 10 miles an hour. Which way does the smoke blow?
No smoke. Electrical trains don't have smoke.
Well, guys, there's no smoke with an electric train. Alright, a girl kicks a soccer ball and it goes 10 feet and comes back to her. How is this possible?
It went 10 feet high.
I don't know if you guys have ever heard of gravity, but that's basically what it is. She kicked the ball up, so the ball came right back down to her. Alright, how many birthdays does the average person have?
1. Because there's only one birthday.
Well, the average person really only has 1 birthday. The rest are just anniversaries of the day they were born. So we got 10 birds sitting in a tree, and a hunter shot one of them. How many birds were left in the tree?
0. The bullet probably scared them all away.
None. After the first bird was shot, they all flew away. Alright, so there's a guy. You have 4, because you're not subtracting 4. If you count his trunk as a leg. Found the mother dead. The first kid said that he was watching television. The second said that he was drawing. The third one, because it's a round hut, so he couldn't have been reading in the corner. I knew.
0, like I said.
None. After the first bird was shot, they all flew away. Alright, so there's a guy that claims he could predict the exact score of every football game before it begins. And he's always right. How is this possible?
He always guesses 0 because it's before the game and before
Well, the score before every football game begins is 0-0. So this guy is a genius and he's able to predict that before the game begins, it's gonna be 0-0. How many books can you put into an empty backpack?
1, because if you put any more in, it won't be
1.
empty.
After that, it's not an empty backpack anymore. It's just a backpack with books. We got a monkey, a squirrel, and a bird racing to the top of a coconut tree. Who will get the banana first? The monkey, the squirrel, or the bird?
Neither, none of them, because it's a coconut tree.
Well,
It's
I don't think
bananas.
any of them are going to be getting to that banana, because you can't get a banana from a coconut tree. It's got coconuts. All right, guys, this one is pretty tricky. Work with me here. You got to spell ghost out loud.
Ghost. Ghost.
Then spell most out loud.
M-O-S-T.
Then spell roast out loud.
R-O-A-S-T.
And what do you put in a toaster?
Bread. Toaster.
If you said toast, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. Toast is what comes out of the toaster. You put bread into the toaster. A farmer has 15 sheep, and all but 8 died. How many are left?
8 is 15.
We already told you how many are left. The 8 sheep that didn't die. Alright guys, 3 out of 4 people cannot see the square in this picture. Tell me if you guys can see it.
I can, it's right there. The red one.
Well, if you haven't found it yet, take a look in the bottom left circle. There's actually a square inside of that circle. It's just a tiny different shade of a color, so most people can't see it. When does 10 plus 3 equal 1?
It doesn't equal 1.
On a clock, because a clock stops at 12. Once you go another one, it just goes back to 1. What has a head, a tail, but no body?
Coin. No.
A coin, because a coin has a head side and a tail side, but obviously it doesn't have a body. So Eskimos are very good hunters, but they never hunt penguins. Why not?
Because they live, they don't, oh my god, I lost the video. Because penguins live in North Carolina, and Eskimos live in South Carolina. Antarctica.
Well, Eskimos live in the North Pole, but penguins are in the South Pole. So it wouldn't really be possible to hunt penguins since there's none around. Would it be ethical for a man to marry the sister of his widow?
No, it's not possible, because in order to be a widow, your husband has to be dead, so he's dead. So she's just dating a dead dude.
Well, it doesn't really matter if it would be ethical, because since she's a widow, he actually has to be dead. Alright, we made it to the last question on the list. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure you drop a like on it. But let's go ahead and get right into this last one. If a plane crashes on the border between US and Mexico, where do they bury the survivors? Well, survivors usually are not buried. They usually only bury the people that died. But that's going to wrap today's video, guys. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. This has been your homie Pickles with Trent Hub. We will catch you guys later. Peace out.
I'm gonna say the same thing as you guys. I'm gonna end,
In baseball, how many outs are there?
Alright, so I'm gonna end this one. I'm gonna post a new one right now. So, peace out, guys. And I hope you enjoyed the video.